I welcome you all with love. We're up in the redwoods in Northern California, and it's so beautiful. It's so green. You can see behind me. That's not a painting. That's our backyard, temporarily. So, what we're doing, we're just starting to get back on track from what I have been doing. We're going to start with a little bit of Shaktipat like I usually do. So there's a few things we do. We sit quietly. We focus on the truth, and we repeat a mantra. If you have your own, that's fine. But I'm going to share one with you. And it's Yod on the in-breath, Hey on the out-breath, Wah on the in-breath, Hey on the out-breath. That's all it is. And you just keep repeating that until your mind's quiet. Yod from the base of the spine up to the heart, Hey out through the heart. Wah from the base of the spine up to the third eye, and then Hey out through the heart. And we repeat that until our mind's quiet. When our mind is quiet, then we are in meditation. So we're going to meditate about 10 minutes. And we'll start with the Shaktipat. And Shaktipat is the descent of grace. The energy is coming through over the internet, through my eyes, into you. It can help awaken the Kundalini, or what we call the Ruach HaKodesh. So that's the essence of what we're doing. So just focus on me. Focus on my eyes. The cosmic energy is coming through. I've been graced by my spiritual teacher to be a vehicle of this grace. And so here we go. Yo. And now we're in the meditation. You slowly come out of meditation. Okay. The question is, what to do? The whole world's in amazing turmoil. In the U.S., the elections are with a big question mark. Some people are freaking out this way or that way. Other people literally have committed suicide. It's like, what's going on? Have people lost perspective? I think so. So the key when I say what to do, which is an important question, is actually what to be. And the answer to this, as I mentioned maybe a week ago, is to understand the old Essene teaching that if we live our lives according to that which happens outside of us, we live as slaves. If we live our lives according to what happens inside of us, we live as free people. When we look at the whole picture, it is about remembering we are in a unique individual soul that God's put on this planet, not to be enslaved, that's pretty important, but to be liberated, to merge back into the one. And so what to do is somewhat connected to let's get started in merging back into the one. And with the power of what I call the 6 foundations, meditation, 100% vegan, 80% live food, breathing exercises, yoga, saunas, tai chi, qigong, sacred dance, which I love to do, as some of you know, service and charity, working with a spiritual teacher if you're ready, like tuning in right here, as much meditation as possible, and repeating the name, and as much Shaktipat as possible. Now that we're in the flow, we're trying to do this Monday through Friday, again, as we have been doing. Pretty much we're going to do it at 9 o'clock in the morning, California time, for the next few weeks, before we take off to Israel. So that being said, what to do? So when we go into being, we're going into the experience of who we are. And we begin to understand the non-causal bliss, non-causal love, non-causal joy, non-causal oneness of our inner self. We really begin to access the truth of who we are. Now, we are not talking about an external truth about the statistics for this or who's ahead in this primary or whatever. We're talking about the eternal truth. Because right now, that's about all we can count on. Whatever is happening outside of us, one thing that's very clear, particularly in America, is we can't count on any news source to give us any consistently accurate information. That's a breakdown in the society. That's the way it is. What can we count on? Our own inner connection. And the whole outer world, the chaos of the outer world, creates a situation where it's hard to make your own inner connection. So this is the time to put more energy into meditation and yoga, different exercises, focusing inward. And when we focus inward, it gives us the ability to access the inner truth, which then shines light on a feeling for the outer truth. And it may be none of the stories we're hearing out there are true, but we begin, because we're resonating with the inner truth, to be able to assess, roughly at least, some level of outer truth. Now, that's not the big point. The point is, where do we get our sense of worth, self-esteem, meaning? We get it through our inner connection. not through what's happening outside of us. That doesn't mean we don't pay attention to what's happening outside of us, at least, let's say, to keep out of the way, or to contribute to levels of change that's needed, evolutionary change. We are obviously going through major societal change throughout the world, not just the United States. Some people talk about it as the fourth turning, like an 80-year cycle that's going on. All that's happening, and we're right here. And there's only one way to sail through it with sanity. Sanity is an important part of it, right? Is being in touch with the truth of who we are. That's called our soul. And when we have that soul connection, that's what empowers us to be at peace with what's going on and sorting out what's happening in the outer world to the extent we need to get by, so to speak. And that's the key. So what to do? Maybe what to be. That's how I started. And what to be means being in touch with our soul, and that soul connection, which is the truth, which is about, it's God in every situation, and taking every situation, this is a second aspect, as a way to elevate ourselves. I talk about that a lot in my book, Into the Nothing, which is now out there, and it's actually selling really well. We've actually sold out our first edition, and another week we'll have our second edition in. So we're really pleased because we're speaking about truth here. We're speaking about seeing all of life as a chance to grow spiritually, not as an attack, not as adversity, but whatever is happening, to see it as a chance to grow spiritually from the, let's say, the positive stress of the situation. So can we see whatever is happening in our world as a spiritual test to help us evolve? That's what to do. And truly, as I say, that's what to be. So may everyone be blessed that we start tuning in again to our beingness rather than our doingness, and go back into the self, go back into our connection with the soul, so then we can approach the outer world with an inner strength. And I invite you, again, we're doing this Monday through Friday, even though I have a pretty wild schedule here, Monday through Friday, mostly 9 o'clock California time. And then we have our monthly meditation retreats. The next one will be November 20th, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And so the more we meditate, the more we are empowered to be present in the deeper truth, in the cosmic truth, and from that we're able to have a perspective that brings us to peace. Again, I'm going to use the word, brings us to peace in relating to the outer world. So we start inner, and then we're able to create a peaceful interface with the outer world, no matter how chaotic it is. Okay, and yes, I understand it's chaotic. So that's, we all do. But be at peace with that. Use it as a way to grow spiritually. And so, I'll see you tomorrow around 9 o'clock, California time, 9 a.m. California time, and peace be with you. Shalom, 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 Om Shanti, 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 Om Takyasana. You can check in for all these transmissions at treeoflife.m and .co or drcousens.com. And there's all kinds of things happening in that that we're offering to support people. Our goal here, and I actually started all these programs to support people through these difficult times. Because as far as I can see, that's really what's needed. Take care. Again, peace be with you.